There are people who say I'm sorry so often that it becomes almost invisible. It slips out before they've even had time to think. Someone bumps into them, and they apologize. A conversation becomes slightly uncomfortable, and they apologize. They ask a simple question, and they apologize. They exist in a space, and somehow, they feel the need to apologize for that too. If you recognize yourself in this, you are not weak. You are not broken. You are responding to something you learned long ago about safety, belonging, and emotional survival. For people who apologize excessively, sorry is rarely just a word. It is a shield. It is a bridge. It is a way of trying to keep peace in situations that feel emotionally uncertain. It is often spoken not because they believe they are wrong, but because they are afraid of being wrong in someone else's eyes. It becomes a reflex, a habit built from years of learning that harmony feels safer than honesty. Most chronic apologizers did not wake up one day and decide to doubt themselves. This pattern usually begins early. In many cases, it forms in environments where emotional stability was unpredictable. Maybe there was a parent who was easily frustrated. Maybe there was conflict that erupted suddenly. Maybe love felt conditional. Or maybe mistakes were met with criticism rather than understanding. In these environments, children learn quickly that being good, quiet, agreeable, and non-disruptive keeps them safe. They learn that tension is dangerous. That disappointment feels unbearable. That anger directed at them feels overwhelming. So they adapt. They become alert to emotional shifts. They learn to read facial expressions, tone changes, and silence. They learn how to soften situations before they escalate. Apologizing becomes one of their earliest tools. Over time, this behavior gets rewarded. When they apologize, conflict dissolves. When they apologize, adults calm down. When they apologize, people stay. So the brain connects apology with survival. It becomes emotional muscle memory. As they grow older, this habit follows them into adulthood. In relationships, they apologize for expressing needs. Sorry, I know you're busy. At work, they apologize for taking space. Sorry to bother you. With friends, they apologize for emotions. Sorry, I'm probably overreacting. Even when nothing wrong has happened, they feel responsible for maintaining emotional balance. They unconsciously believe it is their job to keep everyone comfortable, even at the cost of their own comfort. At the heart of excessive apologizing is often a deep fear of being a burden. Many people who struggle with this carry a quiet belief that their presence is somehow inconvenient. That their feelings are too much. That their needs are unreasonable. That their mistakes are unacceptable. So they try to preempt rejection by shrinking themselves first. Apologizing becomes a way of saying, "Please don't be mad at me. Please don't leave. Please don't think badly of me." It is not manipulation. It is self-protection. Another powerful factor is empathy. Chronic apologizers are usually highly sensitive to emotional energy. They feel discomfort quickly. When someone else is unhappy, they internalize it. They assume responsibility for emotions that are not theirs. If someone is quiet, they think they did something wrong. If someone seems distant, they think they caused it. If someone is stressed, they feel guilty for existing near that stress. So they apologize, hoping to restore emotional balance. This pattern is closely tied to people-pleasing. Many over-apologizers learned that approval equals safety. Being liked equals security. Being needed equals worth. So they monitor themselves constantly. They scan for signs of disapproval. They try to stay one step ahead of potential rejection. Unfortunately, this comes with a cost. When you apologize too much, you slowly erase your own boundaries. You teach others, unintentionally, that you are always at fault. You minimize your experiences. You dismiss your feelings. You make it harder for people to take your needs seriously. Over time, resentment can grow inside you, even if you never show it. You may feel exhausted without knowing why. Drained from constantly managing emotional space. Tired of always being the one who smooths things over. Lonely, even in relationships, because parts of you are never fully expressed. Emotionally, excessive apologizing is linked to anxiety. The mind stays in alert mode, scanning for threats. It is always asking, did I upset them? Did I say too much? Did I do something wrong? This hypervigilance keeps the nervous system tense. It makes relaxation difficult. It keeps self-doubt alive. It is also connected to low self-trust. When you apologize constantly, you send yourself a message: my instincts are unreliable. My feelings are wrong. My perspective is dangerous. Over time, you stop believing in your own judgment. You defer to others. You second-guess yourself. You hesitate to speak up. You become polite to your own detriment. Many people with this pattern were praised for being easy, mature, or low maintenance growing up. What no one noticed was how much they were suppressing. How much they were adapting. How much they were bending. Inside, they learned that being authentic felt risky. In adulthood, this often shows up in subtle ways. They struggle to say no. They over-explain. They feel guilty resting. They feel uncomfortable receiving care. They apologize for being emotional. They apologize for being quiet. They apologize for being human. Sometimes they don't even notice they're doing it. I'm sorry, but, sorry, just one thing, sorry, I might be wrong, sorry, this is probably dumb. Each apology is a small withdrawal from their sense of self. But here is the truth most chronic apologizers never learned: you are not responsible for everyone's emotional state. You are not wrong for taking up space. You are not selfish for having needs. You are not rude for expressing boundaries. You are not dangerous for being honest. Learning to stop over-apologizing is not about becoming cold or uncaring. It is about learning emotional balance. It is about recognizing that empathy does not require self-erasure. The first step is awareness. Start noticing when you apologize automatically. Ask yourself gently, did I actually do something wrong? Or am I just feeling uncomfortable? Often, you'll realize that nothing bad happened. You just felt anxious. Replace unnecessary apologies with grounded statements. Instead of sorry I'm late, try thank you for waiting. Instead of sorry for talking so much, try I appreciate you listening. Instead of sorry to bother you, try do you have a moment? This small shift retrains your brain. It tells your nervous system, I am allowed to exist here. The second step is learning to tolerate discomfort. Not everyone will always be happy. Not every interaction will be smooth. Not every boundary will be celebrated. That is okay. Discomfort is not danger. Silence is not rejection. Disagreement is not abandonment. When you stop apologizing reflexively, you may feel anxious at first. You may worry that people will think you are rude. But most of the time, they won't. And if someone does react negatively, that tells you more about their expectations than your worth. The third step is rebuilding self-trust. Start listening to your inner voice without immediately doubting it. When you feel tired, rest. When you feel hurt, acknowledge it. When you feel uncomfortable, respect it. You don't need permission to take care of yourself. Therapy can be especially helpful for people with this pattern, because it provides a safe space to practice self-expression without punishment. It helps untangle old emotional conditioning. It teaches that conflict can be survived. That honesty does not equal loss. Most importantly, healing involves compassion for yourself. You didn't become this way because you are weak. You became this way because you were sensitive in environments that didn't always feel safe. You adapted beautifully. You survived. You learned skills that once protected you. Now, you are learning new ones. You are learning that you can be kind without being small. That you can be gentle without disappearing. That you can care without carrying everyone. You are learning that your voice deserves to be heard, even when it trembles. That your needs deserve space, even when they feel inconvenient. That your presence is not something to apologize for. You are not too much. You are not a problem. You are not a mistake. You are a person who learned early how to survive through softness. And now, you are learning how to live through self-respect. Every time you choose not to apologize for existing, you are rewriting your story. Every time you speak without shrinking, you are reclaiming yourself. Every time you trust your feelings, you are building emotional safety from the inside. Growth is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming who you were before you learned to be afraid. And you are allowed to take that journey at your own pace. You don't need to say sorry for that.